Oh my goodness. This is Aaron Cole here with the Cole Report. Thank you for tuning in. What is really going on is a question I ask myself every day. Today necessarily is the stock market sucks. The Mavericks lost just now, I'm pretty sure. I tuned out with a minute or so left in the game. The Golden State Warriors, is that still a thing? Is basketball still even a thing? Why do we entertain ourselves with such mindless dribble besides our territories and our places we were born from and stupid shit like that? We why do we find this stuff necessary to cling on to and to be involved with when we live in a country where people tell us that we're terrorists if you're white, if you're cisgender, if you're a male that likes women and stuff like that. Why do we even find the the reason to belong to like a town or a sports franchise or anything like that? I really don't know. These are just deep questions I have at the moment because the Mavericks got their ass whooped. But hey, this is all with a grain of salt and everything, and that's okay. The couple biggest things I've noticed since the last time I've done a video is why is everybody so infatuated with this 2000 mules thing? We all know what happened with the election, and it is, of course, that Joe Biden got 81 million votes. I mean, come on, guys. Let's be real here with this. If we would have got Donald Trump in the White House, either way, it would have been a different story, but kind of a similar outcome. There's no way that we can believe in the things that we do and then also think that if Trump was elected things would have been better at this point. The guy that made the Fauci ouchie Johnson and Johnson shit, it would have been a different story but the same outcome. This outcome has been set up to get us to this point no matter what. If you can think that Joe Biden got a couple thousand people to go put ballots in ballot boxes for him, put ballots in boxes for him, that would stall the election, and then all this great agenda would have just happened out of nowhere. You think they relied on just that? I can guarantee you they didn't. We When we come to this kind of thing, I mean, it okay, if we can find out the truth behind it, it's really cool. It's like 9/11. It's like the JFK shooting, the Boston bombing, Schmandy Schmook, and stuff like that. If we already have our predetermined thoughts of what happened on those particular days. And the fact that we're going to make a big deal because somebody's making a movie about it in a documentary. Okay, sure, he gets some data and shit like that, but there's some holes in it and whatever you want to think about it, okay? Either way, it's not swaying anybody. We all know what happened. Just like on when JFK got shot. We all know what happened that day, you know? No matter how many documentaries are going to be made about it and how many podcasts, and it's fun to talk about. I will not poo-poo that at all. I love talking about it myself. I think that's one of the greatest questions. If I could ever have an answer to something, I don't even know if I want to ask like, what's the point of being a human? I think I would just rather know like who shot JFK. Pretty much. Like that's the one thing I want to know. But what does that? How does that affect me now? Like I'm already operating, already got things going on in my life, and I'm taking care of business and doing everything, and we're all doing that, right? So how is this election thing gonna fix what's already going on? Donald Trump's not going to be reinstated, and Donald Trump isn't the savior in the first place. So we got to move past that. We got to focus what's going on right now. And right now, what's going on is our economy is in complete shithole. People are thinking that Russia is going to nuke us at any moment or nuke our allies or anything like that. Russia does not have to do that. They do not need to do that. And that's something I'm completely seeing a lot of people I watch on YouTube just completely glossing over this point. They're already doing the damage. We're doing the damage to ourselves, honestly. Russia's not really doing anything besides attacking Ukraine or whatever they're doing over there. That's all they're doing. I don't even we cut Russia off from us to hurt ourselves. Gas, we don't know where that's going to go. We don't know where food cost is going to go. We don't know where we're going to get food from. The third world is definitely going to suffer. We're going to pay a lot more for that. And all we're focusing on is 2,000 mules and somebody leaking Roe v. Wade, which isn't going to change anything. It's not changing anything. We talked about that, I think, on the last video or so. All we're doing is just spinning ourselves in circles. And it's very tiresome. And that's why sometimes I just got to walk away, because we get so caught up on smelling our own farts in this community, really. We accuse people on the far left, the whatever you want to call them. We accuse them of doing the same thing, doing that, but we do the same thing. It's frustrating because there's so many bigger things that are going on, and all we do is find time to worry about an election from almost 2 years ago. Yeah, we know what happened. Okay. Okay. Who you gonna prove it to? That's all I want to know. Whose mind are you changing? Nobody's. Because that's the way we are right now with the media and everything else. This is in no way groundbreaking, revolutionary thought or anything like that. Not by the slightest wish of me being able to do that. Everything is the way it is right now. Maybe you can change somebody's thought on something here and there, but honestly, you're not going to. There's no way. The biggest things to worry about right now is not mules still in elections and Russia nuking people. We're nuking ourselves right in the ass. And it's the person that's already in the White House. That's not going to change for another couple years. And then there's always a backup plan to that. That's what a lot of people fail to realize, is if Donald Trump got in, there would have been so many other opportunities to make things just as bad. It doesn't matter who's in there. There's an agenda set out. It does not matter who's at the wheel. The agenda is going to come. The course is set. The course is set. And it is frustrating that people do not understand that. We're going to go where we're going to go. It is up to you, though, on what you're going to do on that course. Do you want to be over here in the crow's nest or shooting the cannon off over here? Or are you going to be cooking the soup in the kitchen on the ship or whatever the analogy is there? You know, we don't need to worry about analogies, but I like to give them every once in a while. But everything's set up the way it's going to be. We don't know when, we don't know how. It could be monkeypox. It could be another wave of coronavirus. We don't know exactly how the shit's gonna break, but it is on a course to break. It could be tomorrow. It could be 10 years from now. But us stressing and worrying about what happened to Donald Trump and that election thing, it still boggles my mind. I have some news. I was kind of looking at it before the show. I thought I had stuff wrinkled together, but mostly I just wanted to bitch about that. Honestly, I guess that's really all I got, is that the stock market is shit. Everybody wants to go to war. We're getting threatened with nukes. We're getting threatened with entanglements from other countries. I don't really think that is going to be the issue that really drives us over the edge. It's going to be something as simple as we have let our country go so far into the shitter that we can't pull it back. And honestly, I think that is the end game. You don't need nukes when you can shut down a country without shut off their fuel, shut off their food, shut off everything, make them go into chaos. But and what I mean by make them go into chaos isn't like civil war between left and right. I don't even know if that's necessary. It could be done. I could do it in a way. Like I could war game that out and make it happen. But I don't think that's what they want. They want you to they just want us to fall apart from the inside without doing it to one group or another, but with like within your own family almost, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I really don't think I had news and I can't really find it. For some reason, everything's gone kind of blank over here on the laptop. Everything I had set up, or everything else I have, is out of date. I mean, we have Kamala Harris talking about electric school buses and how electric vehicles are going to save the day and shit like that. But that's stuff that's been going on. There's almost nothing new under the sun. This is like Hollywood. Basically, there's not a new idea. It's just rehashed bullshit. Every once in a while, you'll hear something crazy like the Ministry of Truth and how that got canceled because of disinformation. Okay. Only if you could kill nukes with nukes, I guess, right? That would make everybody a lot more happy. Um, I want to. I don't even know if I want to talk about the monkeypox thing because it could be just like a quick couple weeks and then it's gone or something like that. I really don't know what to think of it. Honestly, I mean, we've been so kind of set up to not even believe in it that at this point, what do you do? Do you go and put the mask on because you're worried of monkeypox, or do you be a hard ass because you don't think it's real, like COVID or something like that? I don't know. Everybody's gonna make their own decisions when it comes to something like that. Seems very convenient. The kids with hepatitis everywhere, which basically comes from an adenovirus, and then if you don't have enough immune response to an adenovirus, it can turn into hepatitis. Then people can talk about that's from the Fauci ouchies and shit. We have been put in such of a state of confusion where we don't know our head from our ass. And some days I wonder where my head and my ass is at. I like to think this is my head on the camera, but this could definitely be my butt cheeks turned horizontal with teeth on it, which I'd like to think my asshole has teeth on it. That would be a very cool situation. I think there's a movie about that on Netflix already, but I think it's somebody's vagina. But I mean, honestly, we just really gotta pay attention. I'll be back next probably on Monday and stuff, and try to dive back into this shit. But honestly, yeah, I guess when you get to this point of conspiracy, you just don't even worry about anything. When it like just like the Buffalo situation, I mean, there's not a good way to spin it. I had conversations with family members, and we even got to the point to where I was getting asked if you think body armor should be able to be bought like guns. This is from a person that owns guns. I'm like, yes, you should always be able to buy body armor, no matter what your situation is, if you've been to prison or not. I mean, if you have a felony, buy a gun. I'm not the one to judge that. My opinion is my opinion on that. I would probably lean to a certain way or another pretty hardly on that, but at the same time, like body armor, should you not be able to buy body armor? It's a self defense thing, and I was very surprised I got asked that question from somebody whose life has been saved by body armor. In a military setting, and I was just very confused by that we're asking these kind of questions now because somebody that maybe he shouldn't have been on the loose. Like the Buffalo kid. You know, there was many flags or whatever, and they just let him out, just like the Waukesha, yeah, Waukesha dude that ran over all those little white kids and old white people in that parade and shit. That guy had like so many convictions. He shouldn't have even been on the street, just like this weird white kid. You know, it, it's not it's not as simple as that they're going after a certain race or anything. And it's just that they want to cause chaos. Crazy people want to cause chaos because it makes them happy to cause chaos. And we lose that in translation somewhere because we try to think like rational people, but at the same time, when you deal with something irrational, you can't look at it from that rational lens because it will make no sense to you. And that's where we have to have like laws subtle laws, and hopefully these people can get cleaned up and get help and not be on the streets and you know have access to the stuff that they do. But it's a very slippery slope, and that's the kind of shit that the media wants you to think about, is that if this one crazy person who is clearly fucking crazy, it's one thing if average Joe Six Pack or whatever that term was forever ago, if he go gets a gun and does something crazy, that's a pretty big deal. But if you have somebody that's documented crazy go and do something, you can't get to blame that on everybody else. That's not how it works, but that's of course how the media works. And that's the kind of world we live in right now, and it's very frustrating. And then of course social media and everything like that, they don't even let you talk about it, discuss it, bring it to the town hall, to the floor of conversation. And if you do, you're just basically Alex Jones or whatever, and you're getting schmandy schmucked. And that's all done for a reason, of course, too. That's all. That's nothing new, you know. it's all that's all baked into the pie for a reason. So you can't discuss it for whatever the other part of that story is, and that's where we're at. It's frustrating. So good luck out there. I'll try to be back Monday if I work up the energy to even discuss half of this shit, because it's all absurd, and we're all winding down a path to a future that's it's not great. So be prepared. Don't be scared. We'll see you next time.